So no one's going for coffee. Who's going for coffee?
Welcome back, everybody, and I'm so happy to have our guest here today. He's a good friend of mine, been friends a long time. My brother, Dan Compitiello. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing great, Richie. Thank you. Thanks for having me on today. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, you know, when we started this thing, we were thinking about the guys that we were going to have on. Listen, we're going to have everybody on. We're going to have our rank and file members. We're going to have, you know, our leaders here, everybody, but, you know, also from other trades. But, you know, when we was thinking about who we're going to open up with, you know, and, you know, our first real full episode was with John Hook with safety and talking about him, showing some footage from, you know, the safety stand down.
Yeah.
Right. Then we brought Brendan on with mental health.
Yeah.
You know, you were right at the top of that list, you know, to come down and, you know, talk about Danny.
Well, I'm honored. Thank you for putting me on that list.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So, you know, I don't know where we should start. We go back and, you know, talk about, you know, Dan's path, or where Dan's path currently lies. And you know what? I'm going to come out and say it, and I'm going to congratulate you.
Thank you.
For being hired by our education fund up in Attleboro, Massachusetts. And Danny Compitiello is our new area coordinator, new apprenticeship coordinator. So I congratulate you. It's well earned.
Thank you, Richie.
You're welcome. And it's listen, I held that job down for, you know, 10, 11 years. It's a busy job. There's a lot, but in my opinion, it's got to be one of the best jobs in the entire country, IUEC, for what, you know, what it means, what, you know, your impact on the locals. So, you know, tell us how you feel about, you know.
I feel honored, number one, to have been, you know, able to apply and to be selected. You know, it's you just said the word that it's been on my mind the whole time. Impact, right? That's the word. Like, you know, to be able to impact people's lives, to be able to impact their lives, which are directly going to affect the long-term union, not just here in New York. I mean, this goes on all over the country. Yeah. So it's that ability to have that hand in it, that you know, to say, hey, listen, you're going to start here at, you know, your first year. When you finish in your fourth year and you take your mechanics test, you're literally changing people's lives.
You are.
Literally.
You are.
Like, whatever background they came from, whether it was in the construction trades, you know, which a lot of guys come from, but we have a lot of people that don't come from that. You know, college graduates, military service, every walk of life is got an elevator constructor title at the end of it. You know, when you start to really dig into people's lives, they didn't start. Most people didn't come right out of high school and start doing this.
Most don't. Like, you go back to high school, you know, how many kids coming out of high school, man, I want to be an elevator guy, or I want to be a plumber, and I work it. It's very rare. You know, there are some. There are some, and I know a few that I helped get into this business. But if you are able to do that right out of high school and get right into the trades, if you are mentally and physically ready for that, holy mackerel, you got it, man. Because by the time you're 23, 24 years old, you're a mechanic, and you're making a lot of money, and you're looking to buy a house, and it's you're 24, and your friends, they're just getting out of college for their entry level, you know, and you're so far ahead of the game. So for the kid, you know, coming out of high school that just wants to go to work, that's great. But you said it, most, and when I say most, it's most. That's not the case, right? They got these other plans. They want, and you're going to see, bro. You're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing some of them with you. These outreach events, right? You're going to these schools. You're going to these, you know, you go into these gymnasiums, and there's hundreds of people, and you know, you're only going to talk to a few because they look at the trades like, you know, you guys are the losers of the bunch, right?
Savages.
A bunch of savages, right? A bunch of fat guys, you know, taking 2-hour coffee breaks.
Cursing a lot.
You know, you're yelling who's going for coffee all the time, right?
That's not an untrue statement.
It's not untrue. But, you know, you're going to see it when you do a recruitment, right?
Yeah.
That's when it really comes out, right?
Yeah.
They come from all walks of life.
Yeah.
They come from other trades.
Yeah.
You know, we have all the time journeymen from other trades willing to come here and start over.
Yeah.
As a probationary apprentice.
Yep.
You know, you're going to see highly educated people with master's degrees, and you're like, wow, what are you doing here? I remember one time, and I think it was the first recruitment I did. It was the first because it was where everybody had to come, get online, get an application.
I was just thinking about that, like the line around.
Well, I was down the block.
Down the block.
But I remember talking to some guy that was taller than me. Not that I'm 9 feet tall.
Well, you're pretty tall.
I'm tall. But so when somebody's taller than me, I notice.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I don't like being the tallest guy in the room. And this is a guy. He was like 6'7". And I go up to him, like, bro, I don't like not being the tallest guy in the room, but he's like, whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I said, you know, just started chatting with him. This kid had a master's in education, you know, as a teacher on Long Island.
Yeah.
Like, teachers do well on Long Island.
You do great. Yeah.
He's like, I can't get a job.
Wow.
I can't get a job. I've been in school for, 7, 8 years.
That's terrible.
I can't get a job. And here I am. You know, I've always been handy with my hands, and
Yeah.
everybody kind of knows somebody that says, "Hey, man, this is the place to be." And
Yeah.
you're going to see it. You're going to see.
Yeah.
You know, listen, you've already seen it. You've done interviews.
Yeah.
So much,
Yeah.
and have seen all these people that are coming in here that are bringing all kinds of.
Yeah.
Listen, some of them have no business being here. But-
That's true too. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But quite a few, either A or bring in, some ability. They've been to another trade, vocational school, whatever it is. But you see it. You see accountants. You see, people going to law school and it fizzled out. It's, and this is it's going to be an interesting to see it from, the other side. You've done interviews, and that's a real cool thing to do.
I love that. I was just thinking as you were saying, like people we've interviewed and what they did before. Like, so that guy you just said had a master's degree. Yeah, I know you'll remember this guy. He worked on submarines.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Yeah.
And he came up here for the recruitment.
Yeah.
I remember that clearly. I mean, when I'm saying to myself, you work on submarines. And he goes all over the country. He was like out in the Atlantic, up in Nantucket, and he was over here, and he was over there. I remember I'm thinking, this is incredible. Like, what, but he wanted to do this work.
Yeah.
We've a lot of different people. And I do get a lot of trades. I've had a lot of trades in my past, come up, they see what we do, and they say, hey, how can I apply? How do I do that? How can I, come and work with you guys? Everybody wants to work with us.
Yeah.
I'm
sure it happened a lot at 270 Park, right?
It did. It
right. So you were
several
the
times.
steward over there,
Yeah.
right? So, and I've been over to the job. Just your shanty and your area over there.
Yeah.
It looks right. It looks clean. It's orderly. And then you guys, you talk to the men in the morning.
Every morning.
Yourself and the foreman Dennis, and I'm sure other trades are taking notice. And like, look at these guys, man. How do I get a piece of that? So I'm sure a lot of people reached out to you, like
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Guys that were established in their trade, not just apprentices, like journeymen. I had steam fitters. I've had laborers. I've had carpenters.
Yeah.
It's a sought after job.
Sure is.
And in reality, we're probably one of the smallest unions out there.
We are. We're small.
But we have such a footprint.
We got a footprint, bro. We pack a punch.
And we pack a punch.
Right.
That is one thing elevator constructors are known. They are not the most. They're rough. They can be rough, right? And that's okay. Like a good rough.
Yeah.
They definitely have a reputation, and well deserved.
Yeah.
We do hard work. We work in dangerous places.
Yeah, we do.
And it's not for the faint of heart by any means.
No.
And it doesn't matter what division you're in, service, mod,
It
construction.
doesn't. You know what? And we've seen people come in that look the part.
Yeah.
And have run out the door.
Yeah.
And then we've seen people come in and be like, boy, this guy ain't gonna make it, and he kills it, right? So it's got nothing to do with your physical stature or anything like that. It's more, mental than anything else.
Yeah, and I think mental toughness really, what
Yeah.
it comes down to, like yes, you need to have a brain. This is again, this is a skilled trade, right? So you need to have that, the ability to think. But I think one of the things is not just showing up. It's the mental toughness that every day, which is going to be hard, you're just going to come back and do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? That takes that takes something with your mind, that mental toughness to keep coming back, to keep drilling at it, to keep going. It's a big deal. And like you said, it has nothing to do with physical stature or looks or education at that point. It's, are you willing to put your hand to this?
Yeah.
Are you willing to give it everything you've got?
And now it's going to be your job to get these new guys that come in
Yeah.
from point A to point B, which is they come in, they clear the door.
Yeah.
Education starts right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate.
And, point A to point B. Point B is passing that mechanic exam, becoming a journeyman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a
You know,
big
you
deal.
did it.
I did.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, it's hard, but now you're going to, again, sitting on the other side of the table, now you're going to see, from a different vantage point,
Yeah.
right? And, you're responsible for a lot of people to get them,
Yeah.
keep them on straight and narrow.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's a lot of people, the one thing about adult education and, elementary school, those, 8, 9-year-old kids, that is their job to go to school. That's what they, that's where they need to be. And for our guys,
Yeah.
love them all, man. But, you see guys that, half-assing it in class I get it, man. They just spent all day, got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, freezing on the job, that takes so much out of you. Now you're in a classroom and it's 75 degrees, it's warm.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's
you
tough.
don't want to be there.
No.
But you got to be there.
That's part of what we have to do to get to our trade, right? There are things you're going to learn here you're not going to learn anywhere else. You're going to there's things you're going to learn on the job. There's no doubt about that. There's on-the-job training. That is a huge piece to it. But there's a very technical side that happens right upstairs. That you have to be part of.
Yeah, and you know what? You should learn theory. Like, you hear it all the time, guys. When am I going to have to use Ohm's law in mine?
Right.
Yeah, go ask a doctor or a nurse that has to go, a nurse is like, what do I got to know what the toenail does? I'm not,
Yeah.
You need to know it all.
You need to know it all.
You need to know quite a bit of information.
Yep.
Listen, you never know. You just never know when you are going to need that information. I can look back to high school when I'm sitting in math class and I struggled in math, right?
Yeah.
And I remember being in geometry, which for me was 11th grade back then, man. I just couldn't, man. It didn't do well.
Right.
And to say to myself, man, when am I going to ever need this? And then I fast forward.
Yeah.
And here I am teaching math to. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
Now I got to go relearn it, knowing it and teaching it is two different things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just never know.
Yeah.
The more you can learn, the better off you're going to be.
That is a absolute true statement. Yep. And that's how you even if it's just for your own edification, learning it doesn't hurt anything, right? Yeah. It's always better. If it's just for you to read or enjoy, that's what you like to do, or go to school, that's what you like to do. Those are great things. But in our trade, in our business, learning, if you ever stop learning, then it's probably time to pack it up.
Yeah, if you stop learning, you're going to go backwards. It's almost like the tide. If you stop paddling, with a hole in the boat, you stop bailing, you're going to sink.
Yep.
With the way technology is today, with the competition that's out there, that's trying to take our livelihood away.
That's right.
Just to stay, 30, 40, 50 years ago was a lot easier.
Yes.
We were the only game in town. Now it's not the case. So you have to row harder just to stay afloat.
Yep.
Right. And then even harder to try and, do things. And that's what, this show's all about. And some of the things that we're doing, here at Local One, we try and be very, trendsetters and be proactive in doing things that people might look at you and say, hey, what are you doing that for? Well, we need to keep this thing going. Yep. I need all these young guys to work to pay my pension. Right? I can't say, the worst thing anybody could ever say is I got mine.
Right.
Anybody that says I got mine says, you got nothing, bro. You got 20, 30 years to go of a pension that you have to collect.
Yeah.
That ain't in your pocket yet.
No.
That's some kid that's working right now to do that for you.
We need them coming now. You know?
So the better we can do education-wise, and, listen, I took it very serious. I know you're going to do the same.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very happy for you. I think it's a good fit. You got a great temperament.
Thank you.
Right? A very calm temperament. However, I know nobody's going to be taking advantage of
Yeah,
Dan because, you know, there's windows that can be opened and, you know, things come flying out.
Things can fly out.
Things can fly out, right? Which is whatever. But
Yeah.
we're all in this thing together, and you
Yeah.
know, at the education part of it, when you really think about it, you know, we got this non-union sector out there, and you know, listen, I don't, and you know, for people that really are aware, we don't look at the non-union as our enemy.
Yeah.
Right? We would love for everybody to be under one umbrella, right? And it
Absolutely.
would just make us stronger.
Yes.
However, that's not the case.
Yep.
So we need to be better, and we need
Yep.
to do things. And the
Yep.
one thing that separates us from them is our education.
Yes.
Our education fund, our apprenticeship program, that is what separates us.
That's right.
Right? So this job, and you're now one of like 20 in the country, in the entire IUEC. So it's something that you should, when you know, lay your head down on a pillow,
Yeah.
you know, and I know you're that type of guy to have that perspective and say, wow, you know, I got something only 20 people in the country have.
Right.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
It's a big deal, bro.
And it's a huge responsibility.
It is.
You know, as we're sitting here and those things are you know, settling in a little bit, I'm like, wow, that's a lot.
Listen, I'm gonna lay it on you, bro.
Yeah.
I know, because I know you got the strong back to take it.
I do.
You do?
I do. Thank you.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm excited. I really am. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to, and like we said before, invest in the lives of these young men and women,
Yeah.
you know, who are going to be part of our union, and to preserve that, like, you know, and to make the entire union better because of it. You know, it's a strong base. If you got a strong base, the rest of the tower is going to be good. You know,
You're right.
if the base is weak, the tower's going to crumble.
Yeah.
So
And I look at our young guys. I hear it all the time. This criticism of these guys today, they're not like it was years ago. Well, I got hired in the late '80s,
yeah,
and I got hired with a handful of guys, and those guys couldn't tie their shoelaces. Like
yeah,
I see our young guys today.
yeah,
They're smart, man. I mean,
They
they're
are very
smarter
smart.
today,
Yep.
and it, you know, listen, everything's different now. It's different. Technology's different. You know, you got the phones and the social media and all that jazz, but they're smarter. Like
Yeah.
my son Nicholas, who's in this business, is infinitely more smarter than I was.
he's a very smart guy.
You know, when I was his age. You
Yeah.
know, so I'm happy. I'm excited about where we are as an organization.
Yeah.
That our foundation's our apprentices,
Yes,
right? I
Yes.
mean, they become the mechanics and they're really doing all that work, but
Yeah.
you know, our apprentices are the foundation, and we have to.
yeah,
We got to make sure that thing's built right.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you're the guy now.
Chief builder, you know. Yeah, it is. It's gonna be great stuff. I'm excited for the future, and I'm
Yeah, you should
excited to
You should be.
start working on that foundation. You know.
Yeah, if we got 30,000 members in the IUEC, I'll go out on a limb and say those 20 area coordinator jobs might be the top 20 jobs in the country. For
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Forget about who makes what money and all that.
Yeah,
That's all
no,
relevant.
yeah.
For what, you know, for what you do,
Yeah.
right? For the impact that you have,
Right.
for the organization that you work for,
Yeah.
those people up there that, you know, lead, you know, starting with Dave Morgan on down.
Yeah.
It is how work should be. Get your job done, bro. Just
Absolutely.
get your job done.
Get it done.
Right? You know, and if somebody needs help, I don't want to hear excuses. Go help the next guy.
Yep.
Right? It's all hands on deck.
Yep.
You know, I remember Roy Francisconi was the coordinator out in San Francisco a bunch of years ago and hurt his back, and it was right at the start of recruitment, right? And everybody, you know, raised their hand. It was in the wintertime. It wasn't the nice time to go out to San Francisco.
Yeah,
It was in the wintertime.
It was miserable. Yeah.
And you had to,
Yeah.
you know, beat guys with a stick
That's
to not
cool.
go out there and you know, help Roy,
Yeah.
but the organization and get that recruitment going without a glitch, and we did,
That's amazing.
right? And
Yeah.
you're part of that team now. It's a great team.
Yeah.
But listen, you're used to being part of a team,
I am.
right?
I've been.
Right? So you
Yeah.
did some time in the service.
I did. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I did. And, you know, you wouldn't, that really is where teamwork needs to flourish. And,
Yeah.
and it sometimes doesn't, you know, and things go sideways.
Sure.
That's just the way it is. People are people, no matter where you are. But the ultimate goal is like that the entire team needs to be moving in the same direction and has each other's back, right? That's a big deal.
Yeah, and if you don't, listen, I don't know, we could talk about it, but when you're in the service, you can be in certain situations where if you don't have your brother's back or somebody's slacking off,
right,
that could be devastating.
Right.
Here, the results are,
yeah,
all right, you're not going to pass or you're not going to become a mechanic or,
yep,
that's bad too, but, you are in a situation where you better
do
or
it.
you're putting
Right.
lives at stake.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the concept behind training, like whether it's in boot camp or the continuing training that you go through, is that if one person is slacking, everybody's going to suffer because of that.
Right.
So they pick on that, right? They will go for that because they need that person to understand that you can't be that person that sucks because everybody else pays for it. And when that translates into real life, that's when people get killed, right? If one person isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, or doesn't care about what they're doing, that's when people get hurt and killed.
Yeah.
It's very much in our industry too, right? It's that same mentality. I think that's why our industry does attract a lot of veterans. It's the same type of pressure. It's the same type of group. Like we have to all work together to get this common goal done. And we do have to watch out for it. You might not like the guy working next to you all the time. That happens.
Sure.
I mean, it's just life. But I can guarantee you, if something is about to happen to that guy, everybody jumps in to help him.
Right.
Or if he's up against something, everybody jumps in to help.
Yeah.
People don't just watch you flounder, so that's the teamwork. That's this very similar thing in the military. You're not going to watch another person flounder.
Right.
Everybody's going to fight in the same direction.
Right.
Right? That's just the way it goes. So yeah, there's teamwork is very important. You also have to be able to work as an individual because there's going to be times when you're tasked to either lead or to do things that require just you to do it, and that's tough too.
Right.
But knowing you have a whole team behind you, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's why, we got a great relationship with Helmets to Hard Hats.
Yeah, that's such a
Right?
man.
If you look at percentage of members, right, we're a small local.
Yeah.
I believe we have the highest percentage,
Yep.
based on our membership of
Yep.
veterans.
Per capita, I guess you want to say.
Veterans,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
it's for a reason.
Yeah.
Listen, first of all, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Help these guys,
Yeah.
when they come out,
Yep.
keeping us safe,
Yeah.
right? Fighting the bad guys so I don't have to,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But, also they come out and to be able to have the opportunity to have this job,
Yes.
they missed that opportunity when they were deployed, recruitments and all kinds of things
Yeah.
going on. They come back and to tell somebody like that, oh, you have to wait 2 years.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I was doing the last 2 years, pal?
Yeah.
You got it, right? So that's the whole idea behind,
Bringing these, yeah.
direct entry in these helmets guys. And not only can they get hired, but, we reach out to helmets and we have, these little mini recruitments throughout the year,
Yeah, I love that.
right? It's great. And we'll ask San Tranquil over there
Yeah.
to send us whatever, 20 guys, 30 guys, whatever it is. We'll reach out to our other direct entry programs, construction skills, pathways, non-traditional employment for women. And, we'll have a little, mini recruitment. But it's those veterans, I'm going to tell you, you're gonna enjoy doing that because while I'll call it a mini recruitment, it's different, right? It's just on a low key,
Yep.
right? We're not talking about 1,500 people that with testing and interviewing for a month,
Right.
and you get a little burnt out,
Right.
As opposed to you got 20 people,
Yeah.
and now you can really devote the time, right, and give these people,
Yeah.
a little more time. And we have uncovered, I wish I had some names off the top of my head because I blurred them out right now, but we have uncovered
Yep.
some really talented people.
Yep.
And we have had some very funny stories too. Brendan and I, we tell a story all the time. We're interviewing this kid. He was in the Navy. Very nice, very respectful, and they all are.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's telling about his job while he was in the service. A lot of the guys that you'll see in the service, they'll come out and they'll have very little on their resume. Oh, I did 4 years in the Marine Corps. I did 4 years
Right.
with the Navy, the Air Force, whatever it is.
Right.
And that's it. And like, well, I know you did something when you were over there. Like, what did you get trained on? And,
Right.
and then sometimes you got to pull it out of those guys, right?
Yeah.
So this guy's talking about how for like 2 years or 3 years, he was in charge of the laundry.
Okay.
And he goes on this 10-minute, just this is, what my responsibilities were. And I had to make sure all the officers that their whites were pressed in the lines and this. And it was, and I'm looking at him like, I think I'd be a little stressed out having a job like that. Like, I'm sure there's officers that are like, hey, man,
Oh, yeah.
my seam
Yeah.
isn't right, or this, or my shoe has a,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. It's a whole different culture.
So mad respect for that guy for,
Yep.
one person could say, oh, laundry, and I'm like, wow, freaking laundry. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Everybody wears clothes, and you're responsible to make sure they look good.
Look the best.
The best,
And there's
right?
actually rules to how it's supposed to look.
Right.
Yeah.
So as he's talking about, I'm in charge of the laundry.
Yeah.
Brendan and I look at each other. This kid's shirt looked like he pulled it out of his pocket. He had a white button-down shirt,
All
and that
crinkled
thing
up.
had more wrinkles in it.
Yeah.
And we could not look at him anymore.
Maybe that's his rebellious period. He doesn't iron his clothes
We
anymore.
couldn't look at him. We had to look down. We had to look at each other. And if I looked at him, I'd give him a smirk. And it was the funniest thing. So listen, as much as a grind some of these things are when you do these recruitments, and it's like, oh my God, how many 100 interviews today or whatever. I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed doing them because hey, it's camaraderie with the guys. We'll have a couple of guys coming from out of town, and we had a little cliques of guys that listen. I'd work with any of those guys. I loved every single one of our area coordinators. Every single one of them, they were phenomenal people. But listen, by nature, you just click with certain people.
Absolutely,
One's a baseball guy, one's this, whatever.
Yeah.
So those are the guys that you try and either A, bring to you, or go to them, right? So it's that camaraderie. You're going out to dinner, you're having a good time, man. But it's the stories, it's the funny stuff that happens, and you'll tell these stories forever. And then listen, our plan here is to have other trades their apprenticeship coordinators on as well, right, to promote their recruitments and whatever. And listen, they're going to have the same. They're going to have the same stories as well. It's the same with all of us.
Thinking about stories, I remember interviewing this one guy, and he was really, really smart. He was on his second master's degree out in Stony Brook. Really, really, really smart. You may run into people after they get hired. So I actually did. I ran into him at 270 Park. It was his first job.
He's in the business.
He's in the business.
Okay.
He gets hired.
Yeah.
He's in the business. And I'm like, I think that's that guy I interviewed. That was really smart. And he has on, it's day one for him, every piece of safety equipment that was issued to him. Every piece.
He looked like a Michelin man.
He did. And the foreman and I were walking up to the shanty, and the foreman, and so he kind of looks at me, he's like, what's with that guy? So I don't know. So I go over, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, here to work. I'm like, okay, let's start with your name, right? So he tells, we kind of knew who he was.
Yeah.
And then I go, it's okay to breathe. And he goes, I'm like, okay, stop breathing. You're going to hyperventilate. But he ended up to really take it to the next level. Ridiculously smart. He's doing amazingly now. He moved into mod, but he used to keep a book. And it was like a book of math equations. It was this black and white marble notebook. You would open it up, we were like, what is this guy doing? What's going on here? He was doing all sorts of crazy math stuff in there. But now he's doing really well in mod. But funny stories like that. That's awesome. Yeah,
That's good stuff.
Wearing every ounce of safety equipment.
So listen, being a shop steward on that job had to be interesting, right? So for a period of time, that's still a construction site, right?
It is technically it is until they move the occupants in and they're under full swing. Yeah.
So for a good period of time, I don't know if it still is. I think it is. It's the largest construction job in the city.
Largest construction job in the city. Yeah. Matter of fact, I would be able to say probably at one point in the whole country.
Yeah.
largest construction job in the whole country. I mean, it's just tremendous. The footprint of it is just
So
tremendous.
that was a building that was taken down.
Right, it was the old Union Carbide building.
Yep.
So they literally, from top to bottom, stripped it, took each piece out, down it went, down into the ground, built. And it's just tremendous. I mean, there's just no price tag for it. And I was in a meeting one day with people from JP Morgan. This was towards the first TCO. So it was really a tense time for everybody. And this guy from JP Morgan, a really nice guy, you knew he was somebody, but you just didn't know how big of somebody he was. He says, okay, I need you guys to understand something. There is no price tag today. He goes, I've been authorized by the bank. He goes, if you need a piece or a part or whatever from China tomorrow, he goes, I'll have it on a plane tonight. He goes, so just let me know what it is. No price tag.
Wow.
You don't really hear that much.
You don't.
You really don't. So, that's how serious this was.
Yeah.
And it's just a tremendous job.
So was that job brought in technically on time?
Before time.
Before time.
Yeah.
So do you know the stats of how, it was told to me, I don't remember what it was, how long it took to build the original building and how long it took to build this building?
I don't, but I'm sure they're monstrously different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't even
A lot
imagine.
less time.
Yeah. When we first got there, when the building had just started going up, and it was maybe 25 or 30 stories high at this point, open concrete, orange netting around. They had all the trades gather on like the 23rd to the 26th floor on the 47th Street side of the building in groups. They went across the street and they took a bunch of photos. And then they gave us all this picture. I'll bring it in for you someday. They have the same exact photo.
Really?
From the original building.
No kidding.
The original building. If you flip over one side, you're looking at the original building. You flip it over,
Wow.
it was almost 3 years ago.
Wow. Did they take anything from the old building? Like, is there any historical
I don't know.
things that they included?
I don't think they did. I'm not sure that they did. Maybe there will be like make it into a piece of art or something.
Yeah.
But that building is built with so much technology.
Oh, yeah.
And the security measures, to prevent any unwarranted acts of violence or terror or hacking, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally call them blast walls. They would build a regular wall, studded wall, sheetrock. Then it's lined with steel. The whole wall's lined with steel, so they, can withstand whatever kind of blast.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, really, really something like just incredible. And the form and the shape of it, from the base, it's almost like it's being held
Right.
up, like
Right.
like on a, like a reverse tripod almost,
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah, you drive past it and you're looking at this thing. It's like,
yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like the engineering went into that.
engineering is insane.
Yeah.
So from the ground floor to the third floor is like 250 feet from the floor to the
Wow.
ceiling.
That's amazing.
Yeah, all open when you walk in. Just humongous.
Yeah.
Just humongous. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an impressive, it's a nice little notch on your belt, right? That's,
Yeah.
you say certain jobs,
Yeah.
some people are like, I don't know what that is. You say the Freedom Tower, you say the Vanderbilt and all these jobs, and that's
Yeah.
one of those jobs.
It is. It's a piece of history,
It is.
Yeah. And maybe that shows like I'm a piece of history.
You're a piece of history and you're a piece of work.
And depending on who you ask, it could be good or bad.
Yeah. But these guys that were in there,
Yeah.
right, mechanics, apprentices, being able to drive down that street,
Yeah.
now, fast forward a bunch of years
Yeah.
with their family and being able to,
Yeah.
remember driving down Cross Island Parkway, you
Yeah.
take the expressway to the Cross Island if you're going to go over to Throgs Neck or,
Yeah.
head into Queens or anything like that. So you got those right before Throgs Inc. You got those 3 towers in Bayside on the water.
Yeah.
Right. So on the left side, if you're heading towards the bridge of the Cross Island, you got those three buildings.
Yeah.
And my father-in-law, the late great Otto Rausch,
Yes.
was in construction in those jobs. And every time we went past, my wife would be like, "Hey, Daddy built those."
That's cool.
And it's it's great. It's a pride thing. Those buildings are going to be there
Yeah.
for a real long time, and every time we pass it,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to do that. And that's like one of those selling points. Not that we have to sell this trade,
Yeah.
but when we're talking to these young guys on outreach events, or we'll bring it up at recruitments, or in the classroom.
Yeah.
Be like, you're going to achieve a lot of things. You're going to learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
But it's those things to be able to say, I built that.
I worked there. I did that. I did this.
I'm part of building that skyline.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to circle back to education in your role here now, Local 1. That education part of it is so important for them to be able to come in here. Those 4 to 5 years to become a mechanic.
Yep.
To be able to make the money that the wages and the benefits that our guys make.
Yep.
Right? It doesn't happen without the education end of it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't happen.
Absolutely. That, again, goes back to the base. Right. And like where we originally talked about, it's life-changing. When you take a person that's never had that kind of salary or never had those benefits, just talk about that for a minute. Just the benefits. You show up to get, to go to any doctor, your children need something, you need a surgery, you need an MRI, whatever, doesn't matter, or just routine stuff. The benefits are, you don't find that. You won't find that in corporate America.
You won't.
Right? You can't go to work for some big firm. You'll have some benefits, but you will not have anything close to a 401k, to an annuity, to a pension, to full benefits, your medical, everything. It's just incredible. Families are born because their mom or dad got into this trade, right? That because now they can have children, right? People buy homes, people take care of their parents. I mean, just incredible stories. So it's literally life-changing, right? People that have struggled their whole life with, whatever, financial or whatever part, they get to this, and all of a sudden their life is, and I'm not saying money's going to change everything. It doesn't change everything, but it certainly helps.
It helps.
It helps a lot, right? It's easy to say money doesn't change anything when you don't have any money, right? But when you don't have money, you're like, holy crap, I need some money. And having this job, and I can say that for myself. I mean, there was a time I was working so hard before getting this job, and I was poor as anything. I was working 2 jobs, killing myself. Yeah. My son Daniel asked me one day for a Happy Meal. He was 5. And the only money I had until my next paycheck was in the center console of my car. And I swore to myself I would never be that poor again.
Right.
And shortly after that, I got this job. And, it took time. But the financial prosperity that came from that, eventually we had three beautiful children, 3 sons. We were able to go to college, went in the military. I mean, all sorts of stuff. Like, just all because of this job, this trade.
Yep.
Union.
Yep.
Union. Right? You're not getting this at the non-union shop.
Not.
Right? And again, like you said, they're not the enemy. Those guys are just desperate for what we have.
They're hardworking guys that are trying to put food on the table, right? So the message to a lot of our guys a lot of time is, you see that non-union guy, don't be throwing nothing at him or yelling at him or anything like that. Listen, is he doing your job? At the end of the day, it is what it is, but he's not.
It's not him.
It's not him.
It's not
He's
him.
trying to just get a piece.
He's being exploited by...
Educate him.
Yes.
Don't yell at him. Educate him.
Bring him here.
Try and bring him here.
Right.
Because if we could have everybody,
right,
forget about it.
We'll take them. Right? Seriously, if we could get those guys to walk across the street and say, "Come on in this building, come talk to us for a little while," we will change your life.
Yep.
And the education part of that is huge, right? That, again, like you said, that's what makes it different. They can't offer that.
No, they can't.
They can't offer a professional exam at the end of 4 years, right?
Right.
You can't offer that. They don't have the resources. They don't have the depth. They don't have the think about it, the people that work at NEIEP, that level of education, that level of depth, right, to pour into this group. It's pretty wild.
It is.
When
It's
you
impressive.
think about it. And I remember when I first joined NEIEP as an instructor, and went up to Rhode Island,
Yeah.
and back when they would do it in the hotel in the what was it, the
Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza.
Yep.
And they brought in real college professors to teach us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on a second. These guys, they worked at Roger Williams University, and I'm thinking to myself, this is incredible. They're actually bringing professional professors to teach us how to teach.
How to teach.
And I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
So that's when I say their depth and their resources and their education and their level that they're pouring into this program nationally, not just here in New York, right? Nationally, is what makes that base to make our union, when I say our, I mean the entire country, the best.
Yeah.
We're the best. I'm not afraid to say that,
I'm not either.
right? Matter of fact, I'm pretty damn proud to say that.
I'm proud too. And listen, if you lined up somebody from all the other trades,
Yeah,
you brought the iron workers in here, the plumbers in here, whatever,
right.
they're going to say they're the best. And you
Sure.
know what? They're right too. For them,
For them, they're the best.
they're the best. And, what I try and say to everybody, the trades is a great place
Yeah,
to hang your hat, raise a family,
that's right.
buy a home,
Yeah,
retire,
yeah.
and leave a big lump to your kids so that they can,
So they
right?
can
Your job as a parent is what? Amongst all the other things is
make their life better.
make their life a little better than yours.
Yeah.
And you did your job.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And, but line them all up. Somebody's got to be on top.
we don't want to tell you you guys are really good at what you do, but we're actually better than you.
Yeah, well, listen, whatever. We can have
I'm teasing.
friendly banter with those guys, but
And I do, yeah.
I said it in our intro video with Phil. I hope that other trades, follow suit in
Yeah.
what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Not only in our trade around the country, but other trades. There's little things going on here and there, but I hope that other trades do it.
Yeah,
Number one.
yeah,
But number two, that we see each other not as competition,
Right.
but as collaborators. To be able to.
yes,
I welcome the iron worker and the sheet metal guy and the
Right.
tin knocker and the plumber in here and to talk shop and to
Yep.
right and to promote.
Right.
And I would hope that they would invite our guys,
Yep.
not necessarily me, but anybody to go on their show
yeah,
and promote us, because when
Absolutely.
you think about it, yeah, we're all you're on a job as a guy, they're the plumber, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're the trades, man.
we are the union
We're
trades.
one big family.
That's right.
We are.
If we were a football team, we have defensemen, and
Right.
you've got running backs, and you've got a quarterback, and you've got defense. You've got everybody plays a position, and the same thing in the trades. Plumbers play a position.
Yeah.
The electricians play a position. The elevator constructors play a position. Everybody, the laborers, and collectively, we're one fighting unit, right?
Yep.
We're one fighting unit that needs to fight for the solidarity of a union to make your life better, to promote safety,
Yep.
right? It's not just about doing well. Yes, we want to do well, but you can't do well if you've got no arms, right? If you're trying to work around your house and you got hurt really badly in an accident, from an unsafe condition, that affects your life dramatically, right? So here in the trades, we want to promote the largest level of safety, and as elevator constructors, we take that to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And again, that comes down to education. Guys like John Hook, right, that are bringing that level of education, right, that you're doing that with him to promote that, to get out to those jobs, right? What we're teaching in their regular program, first year about safety, but having them bring that to the job sites. So, that's a big piece of our job here. It's an important part of the job.
And listen, we're fortunate to be able to afford a John Hook,
Yeah.
a Brendan Loftus,
Yeah,
right? These
right.
guys that have these. Not a lot of trades.
No.
In fact, very few
No.
have a dedicated safety guy or a
Right.
dedicated
member assistance. I mean, that right there, Richie, you know what the stories from the job,
Sure.
right? How many people needed that
Yeah.
assistance,
Yeah.
the pressure that comes with it, that creates those situations. So to have a guy like Brendan, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Where I can pick that phone up, you can pick up that phone. I said, Brendan, I got this situation. I need your help. Okay,
Yeah.
boom, like that.
And he saves one life, and it's all worth it.
It's all worth
I don't
it.
care how many billions of dollars it costs.
What is
One
the
life.
cost of a man's life?
That's
There is
it.
no cost,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, good stuff.
So let me ask you,
Yeah.
5 years from now, what does our education program look like with Dan Compitiello finally grabs the bull by the horns,
Yeah.
right? Says, all right, this is mine. I got it.
Yeah. It's going to look amazing.
Good.
It's going to look amazing. I'm going to brag about you right now and Phil Ducatelli, right? To have you guys as people that have laid that foundation. You laid the big foundation. You did, right? You should be really proud of that. Phil stepped into that and is bringing it up. And now you guys have brought me into that fold. So like the old saying goes, failure is not an option here.
Right.
Right. So 5 years from now, it's going to look even better than where we are today.
Good. That's
Yeah.
what I expect.
No, listen. I know that, and I will not let that go. I know the level of expectation. I will not let that part go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's future's looking pretty bright.
The future's so bright, bro. We're gonna have to wear shades.
I knew you were going to say it. That's
Right?
why I said it. But yeah.
Well, listen,
so-
it's a tough question because,
Yeah.
right, in 5 years, what does it look like? But here's what I'm going to tell you. It's going to take a little time to figure those things out, what needs to be
Yes.
changed. I don't
Yeah.
care how well it ran or,
Right.
we brought the school from the toilet bowl into the Super Bowl, whatever.
Right.
There's things that still needed to be changed and improved. It wasn't
right.
perfect. By no stretch was it perfect. Was it better? Sure, it was better.
Yeah.
Right? But, Phil took that job over and, I expected it to get better,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
his way.
Yeah.
Right? And then you're coming on here and it's gonna get even better. You're gonna put your spin on it.
Yep.
Right? Be smart enough to recognize, hey, that this works. I have no idea why he was doing that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Right.
And that's fine.
Right.
Right? There's there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Cat hates all of them.
And a cat hates all of them. Right? But you're gonna figure it out, man. It's gonna
Yeah.
take you a little time.
Yeah.
We're gonna help you.
Thank you.
It's gonna take you a little time to, get, it's not gonna be weeks or months. It's gonna be, a year or two before you say, you know what,
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah.
And now that's the period of time that you're gonna say, I don't understand why, or I think I have a better way or whatever.
Right.
And now I'm gonna implement those changes. And listen, here at the local and on a national level, change is welcomed.
Yes.
If you're not changing, right? Everybody hates change, right? Oh, I
Yes.
hate change.
Yeah.
You better be welcome to change because if you don't,
Yeah.
we're still walking around with a club and loincloths. You need to embrace, what technology is doing to us and,
Yes.
and what, what's going on out there in the world. The attack on, organized labor and union labor. That attack's not going away.
It's only going to get worse, to be quite honest.
It's only going to get worse. And again, that's what, part of, doing this show is all about. It's about bringing awareness to,
Right.
the building trades, right? A lot of people don't even know we exist.
We have to fight every day to keep
We
union
do.
jobs. People wouldn't really care if we, like you said, if we exist or we didn't exist. Sometimes people's view of union work is laziness. They equate,
Lazy, fat, 2 hour lunch break, the whole bit. And listen, that stigma
Yeah.
is probably well earned. How,
Yes.
back in the day when
Yes.
we were the only game in town and you were able to,
Yep.
and our market share was so much higher and, union jobs were, 40, close to 50% of the jobs were union jobs. Around
That's right.
40% were union jobs.
Yeah.
Where today, it's under 10%. And it's,
Right.
we could sit here and watch it continue to dwindle or we could do something about it.
Yeah, we need that number to go up.
We need it to go up.
We can't
We do.
go to the single digits
I
backwards.
think society needs that number to go up. It's not us personally
Absolutely.
how it affects our 3,000 guys or the 100,000 workers in the city or whatever that number is.
Right.
I think society needs.
Yes.
You think about what goes on out there. With employers able to do whatever the hell they want to do to their employees, and
It's
it's here today, gone tomorrow. You're
Right.
fired. Like,
Right.
what?
Right.
What do you mean I'm fired?
right. No
Right.
recourse. They have no recourse. They have no
Yeah.
anything.
And the big difference between, listen, that stigma years ago where, you're gonna just show up and the guy's not doing nothing. I can't cut this guy loose because the union's gonna, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll speak for Local 1 right now
Yeah.
and say we don't condone that kind of behavior on our job site.
Nope.
We expect you
Yeah.
to give 8 for 8. You know what? I expect you to give a solid 8 hours for the money. You're getting paid real well.
Yeah.
And our negotiating team fights hard to get, those wages and those
Yeah, they do.
benefits for us.
Yeah.
And we expect you
That's right.
to give that employer
Yeah.
what he pays for.
Yep.
However, we're also going to hold that employer's feet to the fire,
Yep.
when, something goes a little sideways,
Yep.
right? And, we're all in this together. Trust me, we want our employers to do well.
Absolutely.
Make the billions, make trillion, I don't
Yeah.
care what it is, but,
Yep.
that should trickle down to our guys and our guys doing well. So you do well,
We do well.
we're going to do well.
Yep.
Right, and that's what it's all about. So when you talk to these young people, or somebody out there, and you look and workers that are getting exploited or manipulated, or whatever it is, that don't happen here,
No. No.
right?
Nope.
That doesn't happen here.
Nope. We have to be. It's a joint venture. We need the employer. The employer needs us. And like you said, if they're way out of line, we hold them to the flame. And equally, if we're way out of line, they have recourse to come
Sure
here
they do.
and say, "Hey, your guys
Yep.
are blah blah blah." To the agent, to the president, to everybody, right? Or even the apprentices. So that will come back to this office,
Yeah.
right? If the apprentices aren't doing what they're supposed
Right.
to be doing. So it's a two-way street, and we need to walk in the middle with them and keep that relationship.
Sure we do.
Keep that relationship. But yeah, people's view of unions have suffered over years, and here we are today. But everybody could really use these types of values and these types of ethics and these type of work conditions,
Yep,
because it's important. It's really, really, really important.
it is. So that's why we're here. We're
Yeah.
here to promote awareness, the whole bit.
Yep.
But for you personally, getting this gig as our new education guy, couldn't be happier for you.
Yes.
I think you're gonna do a great job.
Thank you.
It's a perfect ending to your. Not that your career is close to ending, but
No. Yeah.
God willing, however many years, it's not just a couple. You're gonna be around here for a while,
Yes.
and it is a perfect amount of time to take it to the end,
Yeah.
and just say, you know what, it's going to be different,
Yeah.
a different kind of busy,
Yeah.
right? You're going to go home, you're going to be tired, you're going to be just as tired some days as you are on a job site.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's for a different cause, right? To get these guys educated,
Yep.
right? And they're all great guys. Every single one of our guys.
Yeah.
Listen, we'll do anything for our guys, and it's easy when you see the talent coming in and you recognize that that's the future of the organization, and
Yes.
we're going to train that guy,
Yeah.
and we're going to make him better than I was,
Yep.
so that this organization can grow, so that, well, I'll say something selfish, so you can pay my pension for me, so I can live another 30 years and
Absolutely. And enjoy that life.
collect my pension.
Exactly.
But that's our responsibility right now. Now it's
Yeah.
yours, and it's not yours by yourself. You got
Yeah.
a team. You got
Yeah.
phenomenal instructors.
Yep.
Right? They're all great guys.
Yep.
And 2 gals that we have, 2 women that have hit the ground running over in New Jersey. They're doing a great job.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And I can't wait to sit back, support you,
Yeah.
and then watch you blow it up. Not in a bad way, but blow this thing, blow the roof off.
Yeah.
right? Just say, holy mackerel, man, look where we are now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm so
you should
excited.
be. You should be.
And excited to get involved with these guys and the instructors, the apprentices, and
Yeah.
give them the best support, so they can succeed. Really, really excited.
Yeah, you're going to find, interacting with the instructors that, they're all, they want to help, they want to do, they
Yeah.
want to, you were one of those guys that I reach out to all the time and,
Yeah.
hey, man,
Yeah.
I got to stay late tonight, I got to do this. And it's like, buying pizza? I'm like, yeah, I'll get you some pizza.
I will work for food.
Come help me
You
out.
know that.
Right. But it's a great group. It
is
really
a great
is.
group.
It's a great membership, trade, and like I said, we're all in this together. So,
Yeah.
listen, congratulations.
Thank you, Richie.
Yeah, I can't think of a better guy. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Richie.
Right? What did I tell you? Good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good things happen to good people. And this is a good thing that happened to a good person.
I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful for this union to be able to participate with this.
Yeah, Local 1 got stronger.
Thank you.
They did.
I hope so.
Local 1 got stronger.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that.
All right,
Looking
pal.
forward to it. So thanks for all of it.
You got it, buddy.
Good stuff.
I appreciate you coming down.
I appreciate you having me.
Well, we're going to have you on a lot.
Okay.
All right.
Deal.
You mind?
You got pizza?
I got pizza.
Deal.
I just have one question.
Yeah.
Who's going to go for coffee?
Oh, listen, we'll figure that one out.
All right. All right, brother. Get home safe.
You too, buddy.
All right, pal.
Thank you.
Bye.
Coffee.